Well, you're all probably wondering, Taylor, why the heck does it look like you got ran over a couple times and then someone stomped your eye in? Well, if you don't really care about like what goes on in my personal life, then you can just go right here or wherever the time thing is, and that will be the start of the cookie making video. But for right now, this is for you guys who like follow me in my personal life and like, you know, want an in-depth update of what's going on. Then stay for a couple minutes and listen to my rant and why I look hideous. I had a fever 2 nights ago and I've been sick for the past week. So sick, it's not even funny. Like, I'm just a wreck. That's why like I look like I'm mentally unstable. Do you want to help me tell everybody what's wrong? Look, now we're matching. Your one eye is messed up, my one eye is messed up. I was sick for the past week and I wanted to film this video. I have been holding off because I'm very sick. I was in bed straight for 2 days and Michael had to take care of me. So that was a hot mess. Just letting you guys know, like, yeah, like, I'm still sick, but I'm gonna get this video out because I'm not gonna, you know, mess around. Like, I know you guys wait for a video. That's why I look bad. So it's just gonna, you either get a healthy looking Taylor, but a video next year, literally, or you get a semi-nice looking Taylor. I can't even say that. So then, if you saw my Snapchat, if you guys watched me on Snapchat last night, my eye like got red, so I was like, okay, great. It's probably an allergic reaction to Kit Kat, because you know I sometimes get that. But then I go to sleep for like 30 minutes. I wake up and my eye is the size of a golf ball. It's the size of my face. I'm like, I woke Michael up. I was like, Michael, we need to go to the hospital right now. I can barely see out of my eye. We rushed to the hospital and they tell me it's pink eye. You know, I had pink eye before, but it was never this bad. It was like this. Like my pink eye always looked like this. But last night, my eyeball was the size of my face. Like literally like. Regardless, I'm here, we're here, my lips are chapped, my eye is pink, and let's make some cookies. The great part about cookies, and guess what? I'm not gonna try to make cookies, guys. I know how to make these cookies. I'm gonna be making bearded dragon cookies. The great part about this is that I'm so sick and I'm so contagious right now, nobody's gonna wanna eat the cookies, so they're all for me. So I'm going to make this cookie making vlog very friendly to anyone. So anyone can make these. You don't need any specific cookie cutters because we're gonna make our own cookie cutters today, guys. That's right, I'm gonna teach you how. So what I'm gonna be doing is getting a piece of paper and I'm gonna be drawing the outline of my bearded dragon, and I'm also going to be making a dog cookie because my uncle gave me this idea. So shout out to his dog Shorty. I taught Shorty how to roll over, but I'm going to be making Shorty in dog form too, and Fitz. So let's get into this and let's get into making our cookie cutters. All right, we're going to use the famous Fitz picture. So let me pull that up. So nothing too much. I'm not gonna do as much details as the actual one has because it's a cookie. And when it goes in the oven, the cookie's gonna like spread. Come on, cookie cutter. Done. All right, well I can't seem to do Shorty's exact picture. So I'm gonna be looking up a dog on second cookie cutter. Done. Because it is Christmas, I'm gonna be making Christmas outlines. I just realized that this is my first Christmas video of 2018 and will more than likely be my last, and that's kind of depressing, you know? All these other pet tubers are on top of me doing Vlogmas and all this other ad stuff. And I'm just over here like, hey guys, I got pink eye and a fever and I'm ready to riggedy roll. Kit Kat, that is not a real candy cane. Oh, and guys, did you hear? I wasn't invited to petfest. Yeah, I know, it's kind of depressing. It's okay, I'm not mad. I'm not mad. I'm not upset either. I'm not a hater, you know? Kudos to everybody who's going. I'm glad they can make the cut. I guess I didn't have enough pets, but it's all right, guys. We're gonna strive for next year. I'll go out and buy 10 more Fitzes, 3 more Calypsos, and see if I make the requirements for next year. Now let's get to the actual baking. Alright guys, so now we're in the kitchen and my eye looks even worse, so here's a close-up. So I'm going to be reading the ingredients that you are going to be needing to making these cookies, and this is this isn't my recipe. I've been using this recipe, but this is Food Network's recipe from Alton Brown, and this is a level easy sugar cookie because I'm no chef. I've listed all the ingredients on here. I'll leave the link down below if you want to read the exact recipe. So you are going to need 3 cups of flour, 3/4 teaspoon of baking powder, 1/4 teaspoon of salt, 1 cup of butter, 1 cup of sugar, 1 egg that is beaten, 1 tablespoon of milk, and powdered sugar. So there's a lot in the recipe that I don't have, like a sifter or a turn thingy, the baking electric mixer, so I don't have that. So we're gonna have to, you know, make do with what we have, but I'm still gonna be following the recipe. We're just gonna be adding little tailored twists to it. First, you're gonna wanna sift together the flour, baking powder, and salt. And then you're gonna set it aside. But I don't have all that jazz. I don't have a sifter, so I'm just gonna be doing it the old-fashioned way. Kit Kat, this is not your food. And then your baking powder, which you will need 3/4 teaspoon. I don't know how the heck to measure 3/4 of a teaspoon. I don't even know if this is a teaspoon. This is pretty small for a teaspoon. Oh God. And then your salt. I don't have a sifter, so we're just gonna have to use a whisk. And then you're just gonna set that aside. You are going to place your butter and your sugar in the large bowl, and then you're gonna beat it until it's light in color, but I have to literally like beat it. So this will be a while. Okay, so that's about light in color, and now what it says is to add egg and milk and then beat it to combine. So I'm gonna be cracking the egg. I'm sorry, you missed that lovely crack of an egg I did, but it was pretty good. Pour your egg in. And then it says just gradually add the flour, so that's what we're gonna be doing too. So, just a little like hint. What I usually do when I bake, you know, when I'm not like sick and deathly ill, but you would use your hands to mix it instead. I feel like it's just much easier to use your hands to get in. So I'm just gonna be washing my hands and then mixing the rest with my hands. And here's what your dough should look like. Okay guys, so after you have made your dough, divide it in half, wrap it in saran wrap, and then put it in the fridge for 2 hours. So I'll be doing that now, and I will see you guys in 2 hours. Okay guys, so we have our chilled dough. What I did was I put aluminum foil over the bowl because, you know, I don't have saran wrap. I'm not really fancy when it comes to baking. And it still looked chilled. I mean, I guess the purpose of chilling is to make sure it doesn't spread on the cookie sheet. I'm not sure exactly, but I just cleaned off this counter space and I'm going to be using it to roll out the cookie dough. And I don't have a cookie dough roller, so we're going to have to do this with my hands. You know, everything is like DIY here. I already cleaned this all off, so don't think I'm dirty. No. Kit Kat's paws will not be on this counter. Okay, so I'm just going to be laying out the dough, and make sure you have a greased pan. So, and it's not dirty, it's just the burn marks from the last cookies. So what I'm going to be doing is laying down some flour. This is just so the cookies don't stick to the surface. So I really got to figure out how I can use, I could use that as a rolling pin. I really have to. I have a soda bottle, but I don't know how that would work. You don't even need a rolling pin. This ginger ale is either going to explode or going to be very flat the next time I want to drink it. Alright, I have a weird feeling we're not getting any better than that, so I'm going to keep it like this. We're going to be cutting out the cookies. Since we don't have cookie cutters, we're going to be using paper and a knife. So I'm going to show you guys how to do this. You know, I mean, I know everyone says parental advising, but I was like 10 and using a knife by myself. So if you're capable and you know, have great confidence, you know, just watch yourself, please. I'm not responsible for anybody harming themselves. Just use a little knife, not a little one, a big knife, and cut out your shape. And even if you mess up on the sides, like, it's okay, it doesn't have to be perfect. It's a story of my life. Oh, I guess I forgot to mention, If your dough is bigger, it's gonna take longer to cook, but that is Fitz. So I'm gonna be putting that on our plate. Here's the star. Not too shabby, right? You know what? You don't even need a stencil for candy canes, to be honest. What you could do, roll it into like a long strip thing, and then just bend it like a candy cane. It's real easy. I'm gonna need another baking sheet for this one. So then you're just gonna wanna cook your cookies for 7 to 10 minutes, not even. Usually my cookies are done within 7 minutes. So we will take them out and see what happens. So I will see you in about 7 minutes. Okay guys, so while we're waiting, I'm just gonna quickly make the powdered sugar mix. So what you're gonna use is 1 cup of powdered sugar and 1 to 2 tablespoons of milk, depending on the consistency you want. A pretty thick consistency since it's gonna be going on a cookie. So you can already see like down in the middle, it's forming an icing consistency at the bottom. So you're just gonna wanna keep mixing. So that is super easy. Usually you get like a fancy piping bag and piping tools, but you don't need one. You pretty much only need a sandwich bag and then cut the hole at the bottom and then just put it through that way, but I don't even have a sandwich bag. So we're really gonna have to wing it this time. Okay, so now what I'm gonna be doing is trying to mimic the color of Fitz into food coloring, which I don't know how I'm about to do this, but I'll pull it off some way or another. I'm gonna make 1 yellow and 1 brown because the star and shorty kind of have to be a lighter brown or yellowish. Alright guys, so surprisingly, they're a little crispy at the edges, but they didn't spread and they held their shape, and that's really all that matters to me right now. Okay guys, so the first cookie I'm going to be decorating is the star, and then we're just going to move on from there. The star, yeah, haha, very funny. It's not the shape of a star, you know, exactly, but who is actually that good at doing stars? And for shorty, he's more of like a brown orange, so I'm going to be adding a little more yellow food coloring for his color. Okay, so there is the shorty and Fitz cookie, and I'm going to be putting them in the fridge just so the icing can cool. Oh my gosh, what happened to my star? I'm going to be putting them in the fridge just so the icing can cool a little. So now I'm just going to be adding red food coloring to the yellow because why waste it? So as you can see, I kind of went for more like a pastel theme with all the colors. Like the red isn't like a direct red, it's like kind of like a faint red. And that's what I did with like the brown and the orange and the yellow. So yeah, I'm gonna put these in the fridge and then take the other ones out and then continue with all the detailing. I had to work with like the bare minimum here, so I think I should get creds. This looks like possessed Fitz, but you know what? I think it looks pretty dang good. Alright guys, so I'm going to let these sit in the fridge and then we're going to reveal the finishing product.